Today we'll introduce you to the Tongueometer device. The Tongueometer is a handheld device that's designed to measure and exercise tongue strength and tongue endurance. You can also use it for lip strength and lip endurance. The Tongueometer is a handheld device that connects to a free downloadable app on your smartphone or tablet that shows and stores exercise data and can also send it with the user's permission. So for today, we're going to have Ed demonstrate how you might use the Tongueometer device as part of your swallowing assessment and then part of your swallowing rehabilitation. So if Ed were coming into the clinic today and you wanted to assess his tongue strength, you would have him open the application on his phone or the clinic's phone or tablet to the maximum strength module, which looks like this on the screen. And then you would instruct the patient to place the Tongueometer bulb in their mouth. You can either have them exercise the front part of the tongue or the back part. So for this exercise here, we'll have Ed exercise the front part of his tongue. So the bulb is placed close to the lip guard. He places the bulb in his mouth and then presses up against the roof of his mouth using only his tongue. The application measures his tongue strength in kilopascals, so that's how much pressure he's applying to the bulb and pressing it against the roof of his mouth. So as you can see here, his maximum was 13.1 kilopascals. The application shows up to 60 kilopascals. The device itself is able to measure up to 100 kilopascals. So once you assess somebody's maximum strength, you might want to assess their maximum endurance. So how long can they maintain that pressure for? So to do that, you swipe over to the next module here, which says maximum endurance. And then you can set that target range, that blue highlighted section. And you might want to set that around 50% of somebody's maximum strength. This is patient specific, based on your clinical judgment, whatever you think is best for that patient. So Ed has set the highlighted range here, and now I'm going to instruct him to hold the pressure in that highlighted range for as long as he can. So as soon as it gets into that highlighted range, the timer starts counting. Underneath the meter, it shows how much pressure he's applying. So right now, right around 7 kilopascals, and he's held it for at least 12 seconds. If it dips underneath that blue range, the timer stops. If it goes over the blue highlighted range, the timer continues. So here for this exercise, you can see that Ed's maximum endurance is 16.9 seconds. So based on that information, then you can set up a patient's exercise program. There's 2 modules designed for exercise, and if you swipe to the left on the app, you'll get to the first one here. So if you go over, Ed, to the repetitive strength, here again, you can set that highlighted range to whatever's best for that patient. Some exercise programs have you set it between 60 and 80% of your maximum strength. Again, patient specific, whatever's most appropriate for that patient. So here Ed has set that highlighted range, and now I would instruct him to perform, let's say 10 repetitions, where he's trying to hit that highlighted range. Each time he gets into that target, it counts as 1 repetition. At the bottom is the counter, so it shows you how many repetitions you have performed. For an exercise program, you might have a patient do this a few times a day, and you can assign them the number of repetitions that are most appropriate for them. If you have a patient that is very motivated, you might want to set the highlighted range a little higher. If you have somebody that needs that extra boost of encouragement, you may want to set it a little bit lower so that they're more successful with their exercise. The other exercise module here, Ed, if you swipe to the right, this endurance exercise. So this one, similarly, you set that target range to whatever's appropriate for the patient. And then the second part of this is you set the number of seconds you want them to hold that pressure in that highlighted range for. So for this one here, we'll have Ed set it to maybe 5 seconds. All right. And so here you instruct the patient to place the bulb in their mouth, press it against the roof of their mouth, hold it in that highlighted range for 5 seconds. Once it gets into that highlighted range, there's a blue timer at the bottom that starts counting the seconds. Once he's held it there for a full 5 seconds, it counts as a repetition, which is the number inside of the circle. So now he's at 2 repetitions. And again, you can assign the number of repetitions that you feel is appropriate for that patient.
Boy, that's quite a workout for my tongue.
Yes, you'll start to feel that. Absolutely. And then Ed, if you want to see how you're doing with your exercises, if you click on that data button up at the top, the square with the arrow, it will show you how you've done your exercises for that day. You can also take a look to see how you've been doing for the week, the month, the year. If you click on the button that says today, it will give you those options for how you want to see your data. And then also, if you wanted to reset the data, if you are using a shared tablet or phone in the clinic and you didn't want to carry over that exercise data to another patient, you can click reset and it will prompt you with a pop-up that says, are you sure? Once you clear all of the exercise data, you can't get that back. So be careful when you press that, make sure that you want to. If Ed wanted to share his exercise report with me remotely, he can do that directly from his phone. And there's two options. You can click that email button, and again, that shows a pop-up here that says that you're sharing your data report. The information that's included inside the report is the date of your practice, and then each repetition that you performed and how much pressure you applied, the length of time you held the report for. And once you click the email, it will pop up here, and you type in the email address to whomever you wish to send it to. And there's a pre-drafted template for what the email says. Excellent. So Ed's just going to send that to our company account here. And what's attached is a CSV file that then the clinician can open and look to see how the patient has been performing their exercises. There's also an option within the app to share this through other ways instead of email. So if you click the share icon, the three dots there, again, it prompts you to make sure that you want to share your report, but then it pulls up different options. So if you wanted to share it through an app called Box, similar to Dropbox, you could do that. If you wanted to WhatsApp your data report to somebody, you could do that as well. So just different ways to share that exercise report. Excellent. And if you ever have questions about the device, about the app, you're always welcome to email us. The email that you can reach us at is info@e2scientific.com. Thanks so much.
Elizabeth, are there other videos available?
Yes, good question. There is an FAQ page on the website, and within there, there's a tab that says videos, and there's about 8 videos that you can watch that kind of walks you through what we just talked about and goes into detail about what each exercise module and assessment module is looking at.
Thank you. That was quite a workout. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.